do it. What is mind flux? Mind flux is an okay. Give me a second, please. They're going to quickly accept something. Let me just get my screen up and running. Forgive me, it's 7 o'clock here, so prayers are ongoing. So I had to move away from my workspace just to come inside the room. So to be less noisy. So in 10-15 minutes, they should be done with prayers. So I'm sharing my screen now, and uh, hi, Lumide. Good evening. Could you please
Hi, Michael. Okay, so Michael, while you're trying to sort out the issue, let me just address everyone. All right. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to have you guys join our first ever webinar. We are sincerely grateful for you guys joining and being part of us and trusting us. Right. Okay, so my name is Olumide. I technically lead the work here at Mindflux, and you all might be wondering why Mindflux Academy and why is there a new tech school coming up, right? So one interesting thing, or one thing, let me say it's an interesting thing, or what makes Mindflux Academy stand out or makes us different is our approach to education, right? So there are a lot of tech schools. Let me start by saying there is what's it called? There is sorry, apologies. So there is we're not usually or before now we would say we are in a tech where we are working towards a tech driven future. But actually the tech driven future is now, all right. And there is opportunity for everyone, either as either you want to become a founder, you want to freelance, or you want to what's it called? You want to work as or you want to be employed really, right, in AI and machine learning and artificial intelligence and machine learning is what we are using now, right? A lot of people now make use of ChatGPT, people are using generative model and all of that um for all that they do. So there's opportunity out there really for you. And then there are people who are ambitious, who are interested in these skills, this field, really, and who are interested in this field, and you're one of them, right? You guys are ambitious, right? Now, the problem is there's a knowledge gap, a skill gap, there is guidance gap, there is, you know, not knowing how to start or where to start from, really. So that's why we have Mindflux, because we want to bridge that gap. And our approach at Mindflux is making sure that you are getting you ready or making you employable or employment ready at the end of the program with us. And we've structured our curriculum to focus more on what's it called? To focus more on um, projects portfolio that by the time you're done learning from us, you'll be able to, for example, in AI, you'll be able to build your own models, your own chatbot, your own AI agent, and all of that. And that is why we have Mindflux. And that
all right, I think we lost Olumide for 1 minute there. Pending when he's coming back. So I'm just going to quickly rush us through. So he has access to. He's going to share the slide deck on the screen, right? I really can't share at the moment. There seems to be a technical issue from uh, his end. All right, so pending while we're waiting for Lumina to join in, so it's going to be a two-way thing. So really, what the whole essence of this session this evening is really to just tell us, talk to us about what AI is. I know it's like a what's the word now? It's a buzzword for us, really. It's even beyond the buzzword. Virtually everything now, the rise and fall of almost everything in our world these days now is tied to AI, really. And then, like never before, we've seen an increasing demand for AI related skills. So what we'll be trying to achieve here today is to get us excited and prepped up, right, for what is going to be coming in the following weeks. Olimida, are you back? Okay. Okay. All right. So please kindly help us pull up the screens, the slide deck so that we can just get started. So let's just start up. So we're going to be looking at what AI and machine learning is. We're going to look at applications of AI and ML. The beautiful thing is we actually see and interact with these things on a day-to-day basis, right? So we're going to see what AI and machine learning is all about. We're going to look at the different types of machine learning. We're going to see career prospects. So what are the things you can actually achieve as a machine learning engineer? Also, we're going to see how. Thank you. Okay, bring it up. We're going to see how to get started. So we're going to be walking you through the process, how to get started. So okay, thank you. So welcome to Introduction and Machine Learning. Slide 2, please. We have about 45 minutes we don't want to keep anyone here beyond 8 o'clock. So it's an hour session, and we already spent 12 minutes. All right, so by the end of this evening session, we're going to get an introduction to AI and machine learning. We're going to understand what AI and ML means. In this case, AI and ML refers to artificial intelligence and machine learning and how they're actually shaping the world. Okay, so we're going to look at core concepts and then explain supervised learning, non-supervised learning, all those things, those technical jargons. Then we're going to look at real-world applications. Okay, how AI is being used and future usages of AI. Okay, afterwards, we're going to look at career opportunities. What are the careers that exist for an AI and machine learning engineer? And then what are the skills you need? Also, how does Mindfloss come in to help bridge this skill gap? Remember, Olumide had said at the start of it all that the goal of Mindfloss really is to bridge the skill gap that the demand for 21st century skills has brought. All right, so let's move on to the next slide. Thank you. Slide 3. All right, so we're going to be looking at overview of AI and machine learning, AI, ML, and deep learning, real-world applications of AI and ML, and then the different types of machine learning. Okay, so these are the major things we're going to be covering this evening, amongst other things. So let's move to slide 4. So like we can just get the party started. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining in. It really means a lot of work. All right, so quick one. AI is no longer the future. This is like a call out, a wake-up call for everyone. It is actually the magic that is shaping your world. Okay, now you would agree with me that these days you'd hear things like AI is going to take over our jobs and stuff like that. Although there is an iota of truth in it, it's not a complete truth. However, um, prospect and the possibilities for those that have AI related skills is going to broaden greatly, right? So people that have skills, AI relevant skills, are going to be in so much demand, right? That's it. It's where we're actually driving to right now. We're actually seeing it taking over the world, right? So let's get started. So now imagine waking up and your phone already knows what song you want to hear, right? Your favorite app recommends the perfect outfit for the weather. On your way to class or work, your map predicts the fastest routes, avoiding traffic like what magic. Now, behind all of this stuff is actually what artificial intelligence. Before AI became a very big thing, like everybody, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 4-year-olds, adults, grandparents already know everybody saying AI, AI, AI. Before it actually became what it is now, this has already been in existence, right? So if you do your research, you find out that AI has already been in existence before now. Okay, so from every, I believe virtually everybody has a Netflix account. So you finish watching a particular movie and it's already giving you a movie recommendation for the next one. It's actually a AI in play. You want to go from Lagos to Badagry, and then the map is already calculating your distance and giving you alternative routes. This is actually what AI in play. All right. So AI is going to tell you, with AI, you can actually recommend using the weather for the day. It's going to recommend, okay, this is the best clothes to wear, and these are places whereby it's raining, and these are things that it's recommending for you. All these are actually AI is in play. Okay. So AI is really much machines that learn, think, and help us every day. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that AI actually depends on the data that we provide, right? So it depends on the data we provide and feed it with. So it then makes those recommendations. Okay, thank you. Let me see. Let me see. Let me try sharing from my end. Okay. Sorry, 1 second, please. I'm gonna try and share this from my end. Sorry, please give me a second. Mm, okay. So I'm just going to. Okay. Thank you. Oh yeah, it's working now. Thank you. So let me present. Thank you. All right. I'm just going to run through. All right. So it's no longer what a far away robot story. Okay. In this journey, we're going to be discovering how AI sees the world, how it learns like we do, and how it even makes decisions. A lot of these days we tend to rely a lot on generative AI, ChatGPT models, LLMs, right? So at the end of this training, we're going to see how the data we give it actually helps us what's it called, make these informed decisions for us. All right. Okay, I didn't do that. Sorry. Okay, so what is AI, ML, and DL? Right. So AI stands for artificial intelligence, ML stands for machine learning, DL stands for deep learning. All right. So AI, or artificial intelligence, is the science of making machines think and act like humans. Although this is actually a progressive work, right? Definitely, God created us to be the apex of all beings, right? So, uh, what AI is trying to achieve is to mimic how we actually do things, right? Not that it's going to in any way do it better than us, although it is going to give us, it's going to give people that have the knowledge of this an edge in no little way, really. So it's about creating systems that can solve problems, learn from experience, understand language, recognize patterns, and even make decisions often faster and more accurately than people can. So you see the twist here, right? So now it is trying to mimic you, but then it now ends up doing things 10 times better than you, right? On an average, which is what we want to learn. So people that have these skills would be able to do things 10 times better, which is why these things like this have led to the rise of things we call chatbots, AI chatbots, AI, not sorry, not chatbots, AI agents. Thank you. So AI agents, the bottom line, I'm deviating a bit and I'm going to come back to what we're doing. The thing with AI agents are like, they're actually humans training models to do the things that humans would do, but this time make it 10 times better or even 100 times better. So if a human can do things, say at the speed of 10, a fellow human being, your fellow human being, just like you and I, would actually want to build a solution using AI that will do things 10 times better than you. And so you would agree with me that employers will want to pay someone that can achieve something 10 times better than what a regular person would do, which is what we try to achieve with what AI. So now, on the other hand, machine learning is what a part of AI. In this case, I use the word subset. So it's a subset of AI where machines learn from data, right? Now, machine learning relies heavily on data. It relies heavily on data. When we were in secondary school or when we did computer ICT, they told us garbage in, garbage out, GIGO. So machine learning relies a lot on what you feed it. Okay, if you give it good data, clean data, it's actually going to give you back good information. If you feed it with bad data, it's going to give you bad information, right? Which is why at the early onset of things like this, you would hear things like hallucinations, AI hallucinations, whereby AI, you would prompt an AI, it's going to be giving you wrong information or wrong distance. That's because the data with which it is being trained is actually bad or clean or dirty. Do you understand? So an example of machine learning is Netflix recommending movies based on your watch history. So Netflix looks at your watch history. Okay, this person watches five movies a week, or in the space of 6 months, he has watched about 60 movies. And out of these 60 movies, he has watched about 50% of it is thriller and so on and so forth. Is thriller or and so on and so forth. It's going to, what's it called now? Recommend more movies based on the what's it called, your watch history, what you actually see more. The same thing too applies in marketing. So you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, you go to TikTok, right? You view one particular account or view one particular product. Before you know it, it gives you about 10-15 suggestions of similar people doing the same thing. That's actually machine learning in play. Do we understand? All right, so now at the end of it, there will be a few minutes for questions. I'm going to try and see how we can have questions. If you have questions, we can answer it. All right, so deep learning in this case now is also a further subset of what machine learning, okay, that uses neural network, okay, with 3 or more layers. Now, deep learning is a bit more advanced than machine learning. You understand? So, for instance, things like facial recognition on your phone actually works with deep learning, okay? Things like facial recognition on your phone works with deep learning. So moving on, let's look at real world applications of AI. How do people use AI, right? Now, AI and machine learning are everywhere, from recommending movies on Netflix, like we said, to detecting fraud in banks and powering voice assistants. Your Siri, your Hello Bixby, your Alexa, all these are actually what applications of AI. Okay, your smart home systems. Those of you that use a that actually use them smart systems. Okay, that voice control systems, Internet of Things, IoT, robotics, and all those things. These are actually reward applications of AI. Okay, they solve real problems. They make decisions. Okay, a host must. Okay. A host would approve each question before it's supposed to. Okay, all right. So they solve real problems, they make decisions faster, and help businesses and people work better every day. See, the truth is, people actually want to spend less time doing the things they do. Okay, so if it's going to take me about 5 hours to figure out a problem, or 6 hours, or 4 hours, or a day, if somebody provides a solution that helps me achieve this in 1 hour, in 30 minutes, I'm going to pay through my nose to actually get it, because in the end we want to get more time. All right, so we're willing to spend more money to save time. And that's what you should have at the back of your mind, really. So people are going to be willing to pay you. That's why there's a rise in things like AI agents, AI developers, generative developers. We're going to look at all those things as we proceed. All right, so let's look at AI in different areas. So AI in healthcare. AI helps doctors predict and diagnose diseases early by analyzing X-ray images and medical scans. Now, these LLMs are being trained for specific use cases, right? So there are some that actually want to work, that would focus on healthcare. So now, at the bottom, at the end of this whole stuff, you would want to pick a particular niche or a group of niche you want to um, dwell in. So for me now, I viewed edtech solutions, right? I viewed solutions for if you are certain persons that are like teachers now, they are like, there's a rise in applications that help you do lesson planning, do marking of scripts, check plagiarism, and those stuff. Now, if you're in agriculture, there are AI applications now that help you with your agricultural distance, right? It helps you weather forecasting and so on and so forth. These are all applications of AI. Now in healthcare, there's one I even read about recently. It's called Ubenwa, right? So it helps people actually detect it's majorly used for people in areas with low medical facilities. Yeah, if you looked at recently, our popular internet sensation, Aproko Doctor, launched a what's it called? A an AI solution, our doc. right? Our doc, right, is actually an AI model. Okay, it's actually an AI solution now that gives out healthcare solutions to people. So the same way you chat with your friends, or the same way you Google, I'm having headache, my head is hurting. What will be doing? What is the possible thing, right? Now they have built such solution that people can, from the comfort of their phones, right, get help medically. And I can bet you that people will pay a lot to actually use those applications. Yours is to pick a solution, pick a problem, look for how you can use AI to solve that problem, and people will pay you for it. Now we're looking at finance. Now bank use AI powered fraud detection systems to monitor transactions in real time. Now, OPay recently launched something. This is their facial recognition, that before you pay money, or before you make a transfer, you have to twist your neck in one particular way. So that's actually AI, right? That's AI, because they had an issue of someone can actually take your phone and transfer funds out of your account, or you can be robbed, and so on and so forth. Now, with those AI detection models that they infused into their app, they are solving a problem in finance. In entertainment, we have Spotify. So platforms like Spotify use AI to understand your music takes. Okay, what kind of music does this person like? Does he like Pasuma? Does he like R&B? Does he like gospel? They now give you suggestions tailored to those what's it called, your tastes. And that's AI in play. In retail, we see that a lot. If you are buying one thing, if you are buying one thing on Amazon or on Temu is already recommending 10 other things that will go in line with what you want to buy. You end up spending more money. And people do it actually. So instead of them having to think of, okay, what do I want to? I need this, I need this, I need that. They already have a solution that is giving their recommendations. Okay, you need a spoon, you need a spoon holder. With a spoon, you also need a set of plates. I'm just giving instances. Then we also have on transportation. Now, in education, too, let's bring it there. We have AI powered solutions. There are virtual AI tutors now. So people actually pay to have a robot train them on how to read, how to write, how to solve mathematics. But then the beautiful thing is, behind these AI models are actually humans. Do you understand? So those are some of the applications of AI. The list is endless. E-commerce, aviation, like it's a lot. Robotics. In fact, they even did one recently on Lagos highway. Now, these days, before now, currently now, if you drive in Lagos, and then there are certain places they put set speed limits to, right? Now, if you overspeed, you won't actually necessarily get someone that will stop you, but you find out that at the end of the month, or at the later time, you get a notification that has fined you, right? So you have to pay XYZ amount for fine for overspeeding the limit. And you'll be wondering, nobody checked me. But then they have actually done, each of these are highways now have been fitted with AI models and solutions, open CV, image recognition. These are all machine learning and AI in play, right? To make things easier for people. All right, moving on. So now let's look at types of machine learning. Types of machine learning. So we have the first one we have is supervised learning. So supervised learning is a type of machine learning where algorithms are trained based on labeled data sets to predict outcomes and recognize patterns. Let me give a very simple instance. If at any point in time you taught, or while in secondary school, your class teacher, maybe during secondary school, if you attended a government school, I attended a government school in my secondary school days, right? So if you're a brilliant person, right, they usually call you during after exams to come and mark. They'll provide you with something called a marking guide. A marking guide is an example of supervised learning. All right. I'm just going to use that. I'm going to loosely tie them together. It's not like an exam. So you have 50 questions, and then you see number 1, A, number 2, B, number 3, C, number 4, D. So now it's guiding you on what each outcome should be. So what you're doing in supervised learning is you are training the what's it called? The model. You're training the model in this case now to recognize patterns. Okay, so a very common one is you have a set of pictures, you want to do a dog and cat classification. So I have dogs on one side, I have cats on one side. So I will show the image to the AI model, depending how you want to dig, how you label your data. Now there are different kinds of data. Those are things we'll discuss in the course of the training when you guys enroll, right? So we have different kinds of data, right? So you want to show it, okay, this is what a dog looks like. This is what a cat looks like. You train with lots of data sets. Remember at the start, I said the rise and fall of LLMs or AI machine learning is on data. So if you give it dirty or inconsistent data, it's going to give you rubbish back as well. Do you understand? Especially for supervised learning. So if you give it the correct kind of data, it's going to give you answers based on what you have trained it with. So now, after training your classification model, right? So you ask it, what is this? If you put a random image, what is this? You can say, okay, this is a dog. What is this? This is a cat. What is this? This is a zebra. Do you understand? Because you have trained that model. You have trained that model with data. Okay. So examples of these are actually predicting house prices. Predicting house prices, right? Based on features like size, location, and number of rooms. Okay, so for instance, now the same way that if you have agents in Lagos, right? Those of us, everybody has been had an experience with agents, Lagos agents, right? So they can randomly just charge you whether the room is big or if you are maybe you're renting a mini flat. If the room is 10 by 10, the parlor is 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, it doesn't matter. They're going to say, okay, the price is 500,000 or 700,000 for rent. But say, for instance, you're using an AI model, right? Okay, it's going to consider, okay, where's the house located? What are the features there? What is the size of the house? It's going to calculate all those things. And then it's now going to give you price. And this is based on the data you're training with. So that's an example of supervised learning. On the other hand, unsupervised learning is what? A situation whereby models will learn from unlabeled data, right? So yeah, they want to learn patterns and structure. How do I put this in very simple uh, terms? Okay, all right. So let's just go ahead with it. So now they learn from patterns. So you're not exactly giving it, okay, you stick to this one. Okay, let me give another example now. So in the course of you marking scripts for your tutor, right? So there are certain questions that you ask them, sir, what's the answer to this question? They say they don't have it. They will not tell you, use your discretion, right? So you will not say, okay, based on X, Y, Z thing, I'm choosing this as my answer. That's where unsupervised learning comes in. So you're not training the model completely to follow just the rule you are setting aside. The model is going to learn patterns. Okay, for instance, now I want to travel from Lagos to Oyo. Okay, if I get my starting point, which is Lagos, I get my ending point, which is Oyo, it can then look for ways. Okay, what are the shortest possible distances I can use? This is an example of unsupervised learning, really. Okay, so in other words, the model is given unlabeled data and it tries to find patterns or group in the data on its own. So example is what customer segmentation in marketing. And then the final one we're looking at is reinforcement learning. So as the name implies, to reinforce, reinforcement learning, to reinforce. Reinforcement learning is a machine learning approach where an agent learns to make decisions in an environment to maximize a cumulative reward. Now, this reinforcement learning is used a lot in robotics. Right, so those of you that have heard of robotics, reinforcement learning is used. You've seen images, videos of all these humanoid robots, the new robots that is coming up, right? So the robot is trained, right, with certain informations, right? But the robot is making most of its what's it called now? Most of its decisions on the go, right? So it keeps on learning. So for instance, now a robot might be walking on a flat surface and then it wants to come down a step and it falls down the first time. If the robot is now set in that kind of situation again, it is going to now calculate the difference between the flat surface and the first step. And then it is now automatically going to train or it's going to send signals to its actuator, in this case, the limbs, on okay, how it's just like how humans reason. Humans do a lot of reinforcement learning. For example, let me give you one good example. A child now, if you tell a child, don't touch this fire, as like children, if you tell them maybe you keep candle, don't touch this candle, the child does not agree. If that child should end up touching that candle and the thing burns him or her, you can bet me that the child will never go, go near that candle again. That in that place there is reinforcement learning. The child has actually learned and now makes decision on her own, right? Do you understand? So that example here now is what teaching a robot how to walk. So the robot, like the instance I gave, is going to make instances, right? It's going to learn based off of his what's it called, information. All right. So moving on, let me just go over the next thing. So what are the career opportunities that we have in the field of AI and machine learning? One would ask. So if I learn this stuff, what is there for it for me really? What is there for me? So now there are tons of career, and these things I'm calling out, they are not just hearsay. They are in demand. If you are someone like me now that uses LinkedIn a lot, what you can try and do this week, just play around with it. Go on LinkedIn, set your job search to AI and machine learning, and then see the number of jobs that are always popping up on a day-to-day basis. On a day-to-day basis, you see the number of applicants and everything. So these are a very in-demand field and area. So now, what are some one of the distance here? We have machine learning engineers. All right. So now they build and deploy machine learning models. They are behind most of the chatbots, the systems you use, right? The LLMs. So your Google, your Gemini, your Claude, your Mid Journey, sorry, your ChatGPT. These are the guys that are behind it. So they are the ones that train these models. And the beautiful thing about what we do here at MindFlux is it's 100% practical, really. All right. So we are training the curriculum as it curated in such a way that it is in line with 21st century industry relevant skills. So you're going to be working on projects that would actually get your hands dirty. Like as soon as you're done, I'm 100% confident that you can comfortably apply to any role. I am very, very confident because we have to take our time to look at it. What do people really need? So we didn't just create the curriculum because we wanted to create the curriculum or create AI, right? We created okay, what are the things people need? What is the skill gap there? And what are the things that people want? So if you are going through a resume, a job opening, what is the thing that the employer is looking for? So those are the things that at MindFloss we are going to be touching on. All right, so machine learning engineers, they build and deploy ML models that help computers learn from data without being explicitly programmed. All right, so now companies need them a lot for automation and predictions, right? When they use them, they are virtually needed in every aspect, financial, prediction. They use, so some use cases for them would be probably detecting fraudulent banking activities now. So banks are actually in need of AI and machine learning engineers as well. Another thing, career part is data scientists, right? Now they are needed to analyze huge amount of data. One other course that you would learn alongside that we also offer at MindFlux, aside AI and machine learning, is data analysis and data science. The guys that have experience, that one of the needed skill sets that people are looking for. Then we have computer vision engineers, right? People that train computers, especially for robotics. You see robotics, an AI and ML engineer is needed a lot. Robotics, you would have like a good what's it called? A good base there, really, because they're in high demand. Everything is being automated, everything is moving to the cloud, everything is moving to everything is like any small thing you're looking at now, there's a chatbot that is needed. Like before now, for those of you that probably have a background in software engineering, maybe at some point you built front end, back end. If you notice, earlier, a few years back, chatbot wasn't a big thing, right? So if you're building a web app and a web app or a mobile website, people are not really interested in chatbots, right? So they were not really interested in speaking with what's it called, an AI bot on the this thing, so they could just send emails and this thing. But now, virtually every app you're building, every web app, every mobile app, okay, mobile apps, yes, every website has this feature. Almost every has a feature for you to integrate a chatbot. So building chatbots and AI agents are two of the main distances that we're going to be covering in the course of this training, among other things you're going to be learning. So we have natural language processing engineers, NLPs. So they work on systems that understand and generate human language. So also as an AI engineer, you could also get jobs as an AI research scientist, an AI data annotator. You could look it up, a data annotator, what they do, AI research and scientist, a robotics engineer, right? So they build smart robots that can interact with environment intelligently. So before now, take for instance, all these offshore duties, offshore rigs, there are certain offshore applications that before, years back, human beings had to be the ones doing these things themselves. They had to be the ones looking, carrying out this process. But then with the rise of AI, now robots can now be trained to do these things. Do you understand? That's where computer CV, open CV, computer vision, all these things come into play. These are some of the things you're going to be learning. AI product manager. Now, you would agree with me, not everybody would want to code, right? Not everybody want to code, but then again, everybody can have their place with the help of AI. So we have, sorry, forgive me, I mistakenly exited the call. Sorry, that was intentional. All right, so virtually everybody has their place. So AI product managers. So their own is now. You think of it as a product manager. Now, you know product managers normally now. But then the edge they have is they have AI. Now people are launching AI solutions, AI. So you need to understand how the thing even works, even as a product manager, UI UX person. Before now, a UI UX person necessarily didn't need to know what AI is all about or stuff. But as the demand is, if you check certain job applications, put in there a UI UX person but has AI skills. What's up, generative AI developer? Generative AI developers, they generate now with prompting. One thing you're going to learn, I'm speaking of the slide deck now. One of the things you're going to learn is actually prompting generation, generative AI. So how can you generate things, learn prompting properly that people even pay for you? There's an art and a science to prompting. There's how to prompt. So it's not just although people just say it's very easy, just type something and it gives you, but then it's just like using like 1% of the capacity of that AI model. So there's a proper way to prompt to get maximum results. So these are some of the things you're going to be learning. Right. So finally, what are the skills you need to learn? For you to be an AI engineer, you need Python. Definitely, you're going to learn Python, right? You need to understand TensorFlow, Hugging Face. These are all. You're also going to need to understand large language models, LLMs, right? How they work. You need to understand their history and how to use. Another thing, a very important thing that you're going to learn that employers are looking at for. You're going to have to learn the ethical considerations of AI. No, AI is everywhere now. Virtually, AI is at the tips of what's it called? Everybody's hand. So you need to learn the right way to use AI. These days, we see people uh, over. I don't want to say over relying on AI, no. Now, but then in a way, abusing AI. There are things that people now, because of AI has gotten better now. We have intelligent people working behind the scene to make AI intelligent, and then we have crazy people too. That theirs is just to use these AI things to do crazy stuff. So you're also going to be learning ethical considerations, okay, of AI. People people want to what's it called? Any employer that is going to employ you wants to be sure that you can handle what this AI is all about, right? You're not going to abuse it, you're not going to use it for stuff because people use it for crazy stuff. That's the bottom line for even what I was going to even say. People use it for a lot of crazy things, really. Let me present this. Okay. So those are some of the things we are going to be learning. So before I wrap up here, I'm going to, sorry, 1 second, please. I'm working on multiple things simultaneously. I just want to share certain information where mind flux comes in. All right, so sharing this now. Window, this guy. All right. So mind flux is big on empowering people with the relevant skills, which is why I'm saying we've put together an intentional and industry relevant curriculum. We didn't just go and pull something from, by a bit overview of myself. At least I have over 5 years of experience running this stuff, right? So it's not just something I went to watch YouTube to do. I've worked on projects. I've seen how these things can be used. I've actually tested it across different fields. My last roadshow with AI was in the educational field. I recently even built one, right, where we were able to do some very, very funny, wonderful things to discuss that I want to discuss at the end of this stuff in the course of the training. So now, what does Mindfloss offer? So now, for you to learn artificial intelligence and machine learning at Mindfloss, you do not need any prior experience. The curriculum is beginner friendly, right? So it's a blended form of learning, right? So it is both physical and online. It caters, I know we're all working class people, right? So it caters to working class students, university graduates, anyone that wants to actually transition or start a new career in tech. This is actually for you. Now the beautiful thing about Mindfloss is it has a, what's it called? The mode of learning is convenient, is created in such a way that it is convenient for everyone, right? All right, it's created in such a way that it is convenient for people. Sorry, I'm trying to read. That's why I was a bit disoriented. Now, we're not just giving you theory. We're not just giving you theory too, right? So they are fully hands-on projects. At least you're going to be working on a minimum of 2, 3 projects, right? We actually have 4 outlined, 4 industry relevant projects, 4 industry relevant projects that you're going to be working on, right? Now there's 24/7 support. So there will be guidance, physical, virtual. Now, what are the things you are actually going to be learning? Now, we're going to be learning Python for AI and machine learning. Now, the beautiful thing about Python is very broad. So there's Python for different use cases. There's Python for business. There's Python for finance. There's Python for Excel. There's Python for different things, right? But you're going to be learning Python strictly for artificial intelligence and machine learning. But then you can see it applied in other areas. So you're going to learn about supervised and unsupervised learning, like I just showed us. So this is just like a tip because it's a webinar and we have limited time, right? So you're going to learn about deep learning and neural networks. Okay, we're going to delve into the, what's it called? We're going to delve into the behind the scenes, right? How these things actually work. Okay, you're going to learn about transformers and a host of embedded systems and a host of other things that we're going to look at. Then we're going to look at computer vision and natural language processing, how to use it. Now, the beautiful thing about this is whatever you're learning here, you can actually pick out of it. The topics are created in such a way that even on their own, as standalone topics, you can actually learn, create projects, and learn things individually from them that you apply. That's the beautiful thing about that actually gets me really excited, right? You're going to learn AI ethics, security, and deployment. You're going to be deploying your solution and you're going to stand and say, okay, this is the thing, or these are the things I worked on. So when your what's it called, your potential employer is asking you, you're not just second guessing. Okay, so you're actually going to be working and giving insightful answers. So this is going to bring me to the end of the webinar, right? I believe it has been an impactful one for us. So I'm going to be calling on Olumide to quickly just say final words from his end. If there are any other things you'd want us to talk about. Guys, really, thank you for joining. It means a lot to us as a company. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Olumide, over to you, please. Thank you. Hi, Olumide, are you there?
Well, Michael, sorry, you called me.
Yes, please. So, any final words from your end? Any?
Okay. No, no, no. Sorry.
Okay.
Ah.
So the links to sign up. So guys, quickly, for those that want to be signing up, you can head over to uh, our page, Mindfulness Academy. Click on the links to get your details. Right, your details will be captured, and then you will walk through. We have a 24/7 support system. Guys that are on the call to walk you through the process and everything. So, are we entertaining questions, Olivia? Are we entertaining questions? We have about 8 minutes.
Yes, yes. Entertain questions. So what I just want to add is enrollment link to enrollment, and enrollment details will be shared to them via their mail. They should check their mail. Also, we would also send a link to our WhatsApp community so that they can stay updated to information firsthand also.
All right, so we have about, thank you, Olumide. We have about 6, 7 minutes. So, all right, so please, questions. So, for like 7 minutes, we're going to see the questions we can answer. So, please drop your question. Should we allow them speak or should they drop the questions? Wait, please, Olumide. You don't know has the admin
Yeah,
access.
let them ask questions. Let them answer. Either speak or type, whichever one is
Okay,
preferable.
if you want to, you can type your questions, you could speak. The floor is open already. Thank you. We have about 6 minutes to do this. Thank you, everyone. So please, questions. Any questions? Anything you need clarity on? Registration, sign up, anything really? We're here to answer you guys. We're here. The reason we were created is to attend. We've seen a problem and we want to solve that problem. So please ask us questions. Yeah. So our website will be live pretty soon, right? So we're actually putting finishing touches in place, right? We have to make it. This is 21st century. Everything has to look very, very techy, up to par, right? So you guys are kings and queens. You are senior people. All right. So questions, please. Anybody? Questions? Other questions? Anything we want? You could use the chat box. Good. All right. So the first cohort is starting in July. In July, right? It's starting in July. All right. So enrollment is open. We're currently receiving applications. So please book your slots. All right. So in the link that will be sent to you guys via email, please you would get the necessary details, the curriculum, everything, every information that needs to be shared with you guys will be sent really. But I want to confidently say, with the grace of God and by the help of God, really, that trust me, this is going to be a ride that you want to enjoy, right? I've had students that we've worked with that built projects, went for hackathons, came out, won competitions. And I'm not really saying it because I just want to make you feel excited. I'm saying because it's something that I've seen work, right? And I know that very well that once you guys embark on this, really, I know most of you know very well that you need this because you've seen opportunities, you've seen roles, right? But then you just need to bridge that gap, that skill gap. So trust me, it's going to be a fun and pretty intensive ride that would sharpen you and make you better. So questions, please, everyone. I don't know questions. Still have about 4 minutes. Still have about 4 minutes of questions. 4 minutes of questions. All right. Thank you everyone for joining. It's been an amazing session with each and every one of us. Thank you. We appreciate you for making our time to join today's webinar. And please, the second version is going to be holding tomorrow, or would have Tutor Ayobami, Instructor Ayobami, and do data analysis and data science. Trust me, it's going to be teaching you guys some very, very serious, in-depth stuff. So please join in again, same time, 7 p.m. tomorrow. Thank you everyone for joining, and do enjoy your evening. Thank you, everybody.